For millions of Indians, the passport is perhaps the most authoritative document issued by the Republic. It carries the name of India, it confirms the holder's identity, and is accepted across the world because foreign governments trust that India has verified the nationality of the person carrying it. And that is why the Ministry of External Affairs clarification has triggered a fundamental question among citizens. If a passport is not proof of citizenship, then which document actually proves that someone is Indian? The answer, however, requires nuance. The Indian government has clarified that a passport has never been considered proof of citizenship. It has also stated that no such policy change has been introduced recently or at any point in the last 12 years. The clarification coming a day after the Ministry of External Affairs emphasized that an Indian passport is strictly a travel document and should not be treated as conclusive evidence of citizenship. The statement has now opened up a wider debate over what exactly qualifies as proof of citizenship in India, a major question. During an event marking the 14th Passport Seva Divas, the ministry stressed that the primary purpose of a passport is to enable international travel and establish a person's identity abroad. In other words, it's a travel document. The ministry also pointed out that passports are issued only after extensive verification involving records from multiple government agencies. However, the government retains the power to revoke a passport if it is found that an applicant submitted forged documents or obtained the passport through misrepresentation. Legally, the government has drawn a very fine distinction between a passport being evidence of citizenship and being conclusive proof of citizenship. That distinction means a passport cannot be treated as an unquestionable document that settles citizenship beyond doubt. But this clarification has also created a major grey area. Section 6 of the Passports Act 1967 states that the issuance of a passport can be refused if an applicant is not an Indian citizen. This suggests that a passport is issued only after the state satisfies itself about an applicant's citizenship status. So the question many citizens are now asking is quite simple. If a document issued after detailed verification, including checks linked to citizenship, is not proof of citizenship, then what is? And that question has moved to the center of India's ongoing citizenship debate. The discussion intensified after the Election Commission of India began the Special Intensive Revision (SIR) of electoral rolls. Thousands of people stood in queues holding documents to prove that they are eligible to vote. After the massive exercise, 9 million people were left out in West Bengal alone, reportedly. Though it was not about citizenship, it was only about the eligibility to vote. However, the exercise brought renewed attention to different documents and their role in establishing citizenship. And then the issue of Aadhaar. Following multiple hearings in the Supreme Court, it has been established that Aadhaar is not proof of citizenship. It establishes identity and residency. A voter ID card is not proof of citizenship either. It only confirms that a person is enrolled as a voter on electoral rolls. Similarly, a PAN card is proof of financial identity and tax-related records in India, not citizenship. In February 2020, the government clarified in the parliament that citizenship is governed exclusively by the Citizenship Act 1955. The act basically defines who qualifies as an Indian citizen. It states that a person is an Indian citizen by birth if born in India on or after the 26th of January 1950, but before July 1, 1987. For those born after, citizenship by birth depends on whether at least one parent was an Indian citizen. Those born on or after December 3rd, 2004 can claim citizenship by birth only if both parents are Indian citizens, or if one parent is an Indian citizen and the other is not an illegal migrant at the time of birth. However, India does not issue a single universally recognized citizenship certificate to every citizen at birth. For decades, Indians have relied on a collection of documents, assuming together they represented proof of citizenship. And the Ministry of External Affairs clarification has now removed the passport from that commonly presumed list. No rules have been changed, just reiterated. And that has left people of India asking a basic but important question. How exactly does an Indian citizen prove that they are Indian? The question is being debated across boardrooms to cafes, WhatsApp groups. There is confusion, there are questions which need answers. Speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.